to my channel. If you are new here today, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and for all my returning subscribers, welcome to another video by your ultimate fave. And today I'm going to be doing something that is super always highly requested, always asked for, without a shadow of doubt. I'm sure you guys are wondering what I'm having, but it kind of seems obvious, doesn't it? So today I'm back with a popular favorite, and before we get started, I just want to show you guys what we're going to be having today. If you guys have never watched my mukbangs before, I'd like to leave the disclaimer that in any of my mukbangs, I do turn the sound of the chewing up. So if you are someone that is not, I don't know, that doesn't really enjoy those eating sounds, then I wouldn't suggest this video for you. But if you are watching for the content, please do be mindful of the fact that the chewing sounds are definitely enhanced in these videos for people who enjoy the sounds of chewing. Okay guys, so today I am back with a mukbang, and before we get started, I just want to show you guys what I'm going to be having today. Oh my god, let me just move all of this stuff. Oh my god, so this is what I'm going to be having today. It is absolutely huge. Like, it's absolutely huge. I'm going to be having a seafood boil from my ultimate favorite place. If you guys don't know which place I get my seafood boils from, I get it from Dash Kitchen SA. Please do check them out on Instagram. It's _kitchen_SA, and it's _kitchen_SA on Twitter. I'm gonna be having their seafood boil. I think this one is the lover's boil, I think. And I have just got my favorite. I've got a cheese dog on the side. Guys, I don't think there is anything that I love more than a cheese dog. Like, it's what I constantly watch on YouTube. I watch people eating cheese. I watch people guzzling cheese, eating it, whatever. And then for today, I have 3 specific drinks. So I have my cider, which I always have. I'm not gonna say the name, but you guys already know what it is. I also have a bottle of water because I think this one is a bit spicy. I can already see from the color that here I'm going to shock. And then I also have just a little bit of milk. I didn't know until today that milk helps when you eat hot food. Like, at my biggest age, I didn't know that. So I just have milk here in case this gets a bit too hot. But to my understanding, it is mild. So before I get into the topic and what we're going to be talking about today, ooh, my hands are so ashy. Before I get into the topic, I'm just gonna, I don't know, just squeeze some lime onto it. Yeah, this one is lime, it's not lemon, which is perfectly fine. I love limes. And I've got 2 big lobsters. I'm so excited to eat this. Oh my god. Where are the sausages? Before I oh, okay, let me actually have this lobster first. Oh my god. Do you guys not love fresh seafood? Like, there is nothing I love more than fresh seafood. Oh, and that lime on the lobster. Oh, that pang. Woo! Yeah, no, it is a bit on the spicy side, but I think nothing I can't handle for today's video. Yeah, I'm just gonna have one more. Oh, it's lobsters everywhere. It's lobsters everywhere. Guys, I can't. Now that I've kind of sort of had a bite, can I just have a cheese dog, and then I'll explain to you guys what my video is going to be about today. Nah, I'm actually going to explain and then have a cheese dog. Oh, I'm going to have a cheese dog and then I'll explain. Okay, what am I doing? Oh no! It's falling off. I'll put it out. That crisp outer layer, guys, I can't get enough of it. So today, guys, before I kind of get into the mukbang and the deliciousness that is here, you guys can already see by the title of the video what I'm going to be discussing today. And this is a topic that a lot of people have asked me to speak about. And I didn't want to speak about it because I think for me, it's a very sensitive topic. I don't know why this topic is 10 times more sensitive than speaking on relationships. Friendships to me are very sacred. Every single person that I've shared a friendship with are people I always care about. We may not be on speaking terms right now, but they are people whom I still respect till this day. So speaking on friendships or why friendships ended is a bit awkward for me. And a lot of people tend to come into my DMs. Like, let's say, for example, that I've been hanging out with someone a lot and then I don't hang out with that person anymore. People are very quick to assume that we stop being friends when that isn't the case. But I am finally in a place where I can speak about toxic friendships, where I can speak about how to identify toxic friends and when to kind of stay away from that kind of energy. You get what I'm saying? So without rambling too much, let's just get into it. I'm gonna talk about like my friendship journey and like the journey that I've been on, and basically the things that you should probably be looking out for, right? So before we kind of get into what are the traits that you should look out for, I just want to talk about the type of person I am as a friend and the journey that I've had to go through in terms of friendship. So personally, and I think a lot of people have picked up, that I am someone who wears my heart on my sleeve in all facets of my life, in all relationships, whether platonic or romantic. I am someone who wears my heart on my sleeve. So once I develop a friendship with someone, I value those person very much so, and I spend lots of time with them. Now, people, oh my god, oh, this is so delicious. So obviously throughout my 20s, right, I think my 20s were the one year where I realized that there are some people that I let get away with things or doing things to me, and I've kind of let their toxic behavior, I don't know, how do I say this? I've kind of let them get away with their toxic behavior towards me because I'm someone who hates fighting with my friends. Ever since I was younger, there are people who were my friends back then. We don't speak now, but there are people I still value very much so. So a friendship to me is extremely important. Yes, I'll pick my partner, but I value my friends just as much. And it's okay to say that I've lost friends because of maybe their bad behavior, and I've lost friends because of my bad behavior. In certain instances, it's gone both ways, right? Now, I really want to talk about how difficult it is to maintain friendships in the current society that we live in, even in your 20s. Now, remember that emotional video that I did in like 2018? I spoke about how people are really going to mess you over and things like that. Now, between the years of 2016 to 2019, people came into my life with the intention to be my friend, but then I figured out that they had other intentions. So one of the biggest things, or one of the biggest lessons that I've had to learn, oh my god, who lives here? I can't stop doing it every time I see Larry the lobster. This is so cute. But anyway, one of the biggest things that I've cut off friendships for, guys, this is a huge lobster, hey? And like I said, if there's anyone who's wondering, I probably should get scissors, shouldn't I? I should. I'm just gonna, okay. So, yo, this is huge! This is huge! Okay, here's a piece for you guys. Right? I'm gonna stuff this in my mouth. Now, where was I? One of the biggest mistakes I ever made in terms of my personality was believing that everyone had the best intentions. I was friends with certain people and ended up having to cut them off because if those people weren't secretly trying to get with my ex, then those people didn't like my ex. So some friendships ended because of me and because of the person that I was, and then some friendships ended because I realized that there was a particular person, or like the particular person that was trying to be my friend wanted to be with my ex, or my ex was pursuing that person behind my back, and basically that person made a fool out of me and took me to a place where that guy was. Throughout those 3 years, I think for me was the biggest test in terms of friendships. I do believe that to a certain extent, I was naive about people and their friendships towards me, and I didn't really question the reasoning behind why people wanted to be friends with me. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think as much as it's so nice to meet someone and connect with that person, at some point or the other, you should realize if a friendship is becoming toxic, or you should realize if someone is a toxic friend. Now, I'm going to talk about the things that you should most likely look out for when making friends. Your 20s are a crucial part of your life. You're gonna make friends that are either gonna stick with you for life, you're gonna make friends that are either gonna fuck you over for life. You know, there's no in between. I'm so sorry, this is so good. There's no in between. So it's very important that, another thing, you learn to understand that this is what happens. People's behavior towards you is not a reflection of who you are. Now, I am someone who's known a lot of popular people in Johannesburg and the Johannesburg culture. And the one thing I've learned about the Johannesburg culture is that shit is fickle as fuck. No one is your friend. Everyone is either trying to be your friend to get to the top, or everyone is either snubbing you because you're not on the popular kids list, okay? So I can safely say I was fortunate enough, because of the person that I was associated with, to be able to, I don't know, rub shoulders with Johannesburg's coolest, which in my opinion. So it was also another learning, like it was another lesson to watch how people actually treated each other. And I think in this instance, that's where I identified the toxicity of having friends. And one of the biggest things for me when it came to friendships is that I was never sure if people are friends with me because they like me, or they're friends with me for the convenience of being friends with me. Now, not to say that, oh no, they're friends with me because da, 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 da. Some people can just be friends with you just because you have a nice car, you have a nice whip, you are the girl that we can rock up together, you know, you fit the aesthetic of being a cool girl, which I firmly believe a lot of people, or specific people, befriended me for that very reason. So honestly, the toxicity of friendships can be so, what's the word that I want to use? It can actually be really disheartening. Like, a friendship breakup is 10 times more painful than a relationship breakup. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you are close to that person. Now, I'm going to talk about it from two sides of the spectrum. I've had friends who were toxic, and a lot of them, I realized, especially between 2019 and 2020, I realized that a lot of people that I was following on Instagram, a lot of people that I really considered my friend, well, I wouldn't say my friends, but really good acquaintances. A lot of people that, if for example, your man or someone that I follow on Instagram, let me say for example, my sister. If I follow my sister on Instagram and she's my friend, and we're not friends, but you know, we like each other's posts, we here, and then her man comes up to me and asks me out in the club or whatever, or her man makes a move on me, to me automatically that nigga's off limits. But I realize now that there were a lot of people who actually, I wouldn't say screwed me over, but there were a lot of people who did things and felt like they owe me no loyalty, but every time they're around me or in front of me, they just kikied with me. And when I found out, or when it was highlighted to me that, oh, this is what's going on, that's when I realized, oh, yeah, no, inja ibhalwe la ukuthi inja. I'm gonna talk about the other side of toxic friendships. Another thing that people don't realize is that you yourself can be toxic. You yourself can be the toxic friend and not realize that you're being the toxic friend. And on this side of the coin, when I look at all my good friends who obviously kept advising me and kept telling me that, no, dude, your relationship is changing you as a person. Your relationship is making you very defensive, very angry. My relationship was forcing me to isolate myself from people who were actually good friends to me. And I obviously lost what I would call sentimental friendships over that. There were a lot of friendships that I lost over picking my partner and not even realizing that I'm the toxic one, but instead flipping the switch and playing a victim role on some, why don't you guys support me? You know that this guy is doing this to me and da 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 da. But it's also like, Naledi, when are you going to stop being a victim? When are you going to stop blaming your circumstance for you being a horrible friend? So I can safely say, guys, that I've got my own horrible traits as a friend, and a lot of it includes just communication. I'm not the greatest texter, I'm not the greatest phone call answerer, I'm not the greatest email responder. I'm one person where in a day, I'll be content if I speak to 2 people, and one of those people is Naledi Mallela, okay? I speak to her because she's one person, I think over the past few years, who has kept me mentally and emotionally sane. Out of all my friends, she's kept me mentally and emotionally sane. A lot of my friends, I think they also noticed that I was becoming a very toxic person, like maybe took a step back. But Naledi like fought for me. Naledi's resilience when it came to our friendship is the reason why I think our friendship has grown in leaps and bounds. And it's one of the friendships that I think, honestly, I wouldn't give it up for anything. If a nigga said stop being friends with Naledi, I'm dumping that nigga. I'm dumping him now. So I've kind of summed up the things that you need to look out for when obviously dealing with a toxic person, whether it's a girl or a guy, and whether it's in friendships or in relationships. But right now we're going to talk about friendships because I think that's the part that matters the most. I can safely tell you guys that I've lost friends because I was a toxic person, and my relationship made me a toxic person. I think my naivety always got the best of me, because now I'm dealing with friends who are trying to pull me out of a toxic situation. But then I'm dealing with a narcissist who's convincing me that these people don't want what's best for me. So it's like a tug of war between someone you love and people you love. I remember there were two of my good friends who basically kind of had an intervention for me. They called me to the butcher one day. We had a sit down, spoke about it. And in speaking about it, the one thing they did mention is communication, Naledi. You don't respond. You leave me on red for days. And as much as I love my friends, if they need me, I'll be there. I had to accept that I don't know how to communicate, you know? It's so hard to trust anyone in the industry. And it's so hard to just trust people in general. Like, I have major trust issues. Because when everything happened and was spiraling out of control, my relationship was also spiraling out of control. And I didn't want to accept it. It was like I'm losing the one thing that I lost everyone over. And it was like, I'm gonna be on my own. And I think my biggest fear is not even death, it's being alone. And I've said it, I think I've said it on the channel before, that my biggest fear is being alone. I don't wanna be alone. The fear of being alone scares me. The fear of abandonment, the fear of someone leaving me. I know what it's like to be left. I know what it's like to feel abandoned. And a lot of it has to do with my parents, my mom passing away, having to move to a completely different, you know? A lot of it just made me feel like an outcast. And I was finally with someone that I thought, you know what, whatever happens, it's me and you in the end. And I didn't want to lose that. So I was being a toxic person whilst experiencing toxicity around me. So, you know what, guys, there's no reason for us to stay in a friendship when we realize that our friendship is not working. Pay attention to the kind of friends you have. Now, for me, the things that I pay attention is my friends are all very strong personalities. And the reason why I like this is because I don't want a friend who sways with the wind. I don't want a friend who watches me make bad decisions and doesn't put their foot down and stop me. Now, in 2020, I think I solidified some friendships that I had already had, right? So your Senzos, your Precious, your Mapulas, my favorite ones, my babies. And then in 2020, Naledi, but I don't really count her. But in 2020, I made new friendships that I definitely want to keep, that being Naledi, Candace, Gugu Tumba. Right. So for me, all my friends have very strong characters, strong personalities. They know when to put their foot down with me. And that's one thing I truly respect. Boundaries. I need a friend, or you should have a friend who can tell you when you're wrong. Another factor I'd like to factor in is, like, you should definitely not have friends who envy you or who admire you or who look at you with some sort of admiration. That's also another red flag for me. I don't like being friends with people who are like, oh my god, Naledi, yeah. No, it's not supposed to work like that. Oh, sorry guys, let me eat, because in the last one they were like, oh my god, I loved your video, but you don't eat. Hey guys, I'm sorry, it's just that I didn't have my scissors, so it's been quite an experience, and I don't know where I put them, so this has been quite the exercise. That's another thing. I look for friends who know how to set the boundaries. I look for friends who want to be friends with you for the right reasons, like people who actually care about you and care about how you're doing. That's also another thing. Oh yes, and I didn't mention Sia Mtanda as well. Both of the Sia Mtandas actually. What I'm saying is, that's also another aspect I look for. The confidence in our friendship, the being friends with me because you actually enjoy my company, not because being friends with me is beneficial. And you can see that from the start, dude. You can see when someone is friends with you because it benefits them in some way, shape, or form. There are people who have sent me DMs on Instagram and said, oh my God, can I be your friend? And then the person was like, we can do lunch dates together, snap together, what. There are people who have thrown their friendship shots, and I love it, and I respect it, because I do want to have a good group of female friends, and I don't mind making friends. I've been very wary of it, but I don't go out looking for friends. But if friends come to me, that's okay. That's also another thing. Looking for friends who don't want to be with you, who want to be with you just as a friend and nothing else. Now, that's also another thing I had to learn. Oh, Siklo Kubega, wow, guys, I'm forgetting all my friends now. I have seen friends come and go because of the convenience of being friends with me, and I hate it. And I've had to cut people off for that. Sometimes there is nothing wrong with cutting people off, okay? Look for friends who are concerned with your health and how you're doing. All my friends know my parents. All my friends know my little sister's name. All my friends, when they ask me how I'm doing, they don't just check on me, but they check on my family. They check on my sister, you know? My friends have those relationships with my family members. Or I harness them because I really want my friends to know that they're loved and appreciated. Also, another toxic trait you must look for: friends who bully you, or friends who coerce you into making a decision. Now, I hate this. I hate this because I'm so susceptible to coercion. And the one friend, oh my God, the one friend that I have who coerces me 24/7, Mapula. There is no one who makes me make decisions I don't want to make like that one. Not in a bad way though. Like, she's a good friend, but she's just so good at coercing me into doing something that maybe I didn't feel like doing. It's actually unbelievable. It's literally the art of what? It's not the art of deception. I'm gonna call it the art of coercion. Mapula does it so effortlessly well. Let me have a muscle. Ooh, let me have some milk. Also, like I said, in terms of the decision making, look for friends. You'll be able to tell if a friend wants to see you win or to see you lose. Some friends become your friend because they really don't want to be your friend, but they just want to make sure they track your every move, and you should really pay attention to that as well. Something so simple as, if you have a big gig tomorrow and your friend wants to go to the club, your friend must know better than to expect you to do that unless you yourself want to do that, you know? Someone saying, let's go, Naledi. Or someone saying, Naledi, let's go to Maja. Okay, cool. Okay, what time are you gonna pick me up? Me na futi. At men. As men. Pay attention to the imbalances of the relationship. A toxic relationship is always imbalanced. It's never balanced. You will see yourself bending or dancing to the tune of your friend and see your friend not even lifting a finger to help you. And it's not in something like when you need help. It's even in the smallest of situations. It's even in something as simple as going out to lunch. And when the bill gets there, and you're like, no, friend, I've got it. And they're like, okay, cool. And the next time you're like, no, friend, I've got it. Okay, cool. Those are imbalanced friendships. A friend who cares about you and a friend who's thoughtful will think for you in a situation like that, as to say, no, you know, I don't need to spend too much. I've got you the next time. That's the one thing I love about my friendships. It's been the first time in a really long time, in 2020, that I basically called up a friend and I said, you know what, I need your help. I am short, I don't have money, whatever. And she didn't hesitate. Naledi didn't hesitate. Oh, also Precious, you guys. I think those are the only two people who outright borrow me money when I need it. Also pay attention to friends who play on your insecurities. I don't know why people don't see this, but if your friend is always saying something bad about you, always saying, friend, oh, you look so good, but you've gained, eh? Yeah, it's okay for friends to tell you that you've gained, dude. You know, I want my friends to tell me that I've gained. Hence why I'm eating the lobster and not touching the potato. But, guys, It's hot, but it's good. Like, I can't stop. Your friends should not be impacting anything that has to do with your insecurities. And I've noticed that some friends want to be friends with other pretty girls so y'all can look good in them squad pictures and y'all can look good in them aesthetics. And then once you start not looking good, or you're not hitting the numbers there on the gram, all of a sudden they don't want to be friends with you anymore. How? Man. I've literally seen people develop squads of friends, become friends with each other because they're all pretty and they all can basically bet on each other and on each other's, you know, insecurities. It's so easy to see when a friendship is based on false pretense and the concrete or the foundation isn't stable. It's so easy to see because all they ever do is go out together, take pictures and look cute. That's all they ever do. Nothing else. You'll never just see them just chilling. Like, you'll never see them doing anything to empower one another. Everything just consists of looking good for the gram, looking good for other people, and just being a clique. Oh my God, I hate cliques. I can't stand cliques. Cliques are full of toxicity. Man, when I can see that the toxicity there is high key there. Insecurities are real. You guys are not gonna believe me when I say this, but the last thing is the things that you guys talk about. I've seen people who are friends with me but never once asked me how work is going. Never once asked me if I'm okay. Never once asked me if my family is okay, considering the fact that, you know, I was going through a lot of tough times in 2018 and 2019. But I've had friends who never even bothered to ask. But every time there's groove, they'll invite me. They'll invite me. When the bill gets there, now we panya each other. And me, because I hate this thing, I'm just like, okay, I'll take out a large chunk and then you guys will see to finish what happens with the rest, because I don't want us fighting for the last 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, yeah, essentially, I think you'll be able to see if there's an imbalance in your friendship or the friendships that you have with someone. And when you do identify that, be able to speak about it and communicate. All my friends have called me out on my bullshit. I've called my friends out on their bullshit. And it's made our relationships a lot stronger because of that. I think in the generation that we live in, it's so hard to make friends, guys. It's so hard to make friends with people. It's so hard to be open with people because you never really know what people's intentions are. But when you do find good friends, you keep them for life. I won't lie to you. Like, I feel like for the first time in a long time, I have people I can call my friends. I may not talk to them every day, but every time the word friend comes up, their names are the first to pop up in my mind. Because those are people who have held me together at my breaking point. Never once bent over backwards for me in any sort of, like, you know, state, but it's their presence, it's their words of comfort, the words of affirmation that got me to where I needed to be. So yeah, guys, I don't have much to say in terms of friendships. I value all my friendships, and even people that I was friends with before and I'm no longer friends with, still love them, still always respect them. It's just that I think toxic friendships, for me, I don't think I've experienced many toxic friendships. I think if anything, most of my friendships that really came to an end, I can say a good 60% of them was a result of my toxicity. And I've learned from it, I've grown from it. And if I could have done things differently, I definitely would have. I am regretful about the decisions that I make, but then I realized that I was young. I didn't know any better. I've never been in a relationship that was so emotionally taxing before. So I didn't know any better and know what to do, you know? But I'm glad that with each year, God brings the right people into my life. God brings wisdom. He gives me wisdom. He gives me strength. And the last thing, God protects me. I have God and my mother to thank for working overtime up there. They protect me, especially from bad people with bad intentions. Because bad people with bad intentions are never disguised as your enemies. They're always your friends. There are always people who know you. There are always people who have been around you. And there are always people who probably envy you. Be very afraid of friends who envy you. Ah, that's it, guys. I'm done rambling. I am so full. I can hardly even, like, you know, touch my tummy. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video on toxic friendships. If you guys do like this video, please make sure to comment down below and subscribe. I did want to give you guys something different in comparison to a mukbang. But that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Dash Kitchen SA for sending me this Lovers seafood boil. There's no way I could have finished it. I am so full. I think I did eat quite a bit though. Thank you so much again to Dash Kitchen SA. Thank you so much for everyone who's been watching. Thank you so much for everyone who's gotten me to this point. We are literally just a teeny weeny bit away from 60K. So please make sure to share with your friends, like and subscribe the video. But until then, I love you guys so much and I will see you guys in my next video.